Thank you so much for watching these videos. Welcome to the MTN RWANDA API, and let's go through what to consider. All right. So this is what I'll do. I'll take you through the SandBox and also take you through Postman. Now, what is unique about the RWANDA API? The API user and API keys are created by the MTN group or the administrators in the tech side of RWANDA. Now, the developers and service providers can then subscribe for a product. After getting the API user and API keys, they subscribe for a product and get the primary key and secondary key. In most cases, called the OCP. Then the API user and API keys will work across all products for the same service provider, meaning the API keys and API users belong to a service provider. Now, whatever they subscribe for, that is collection, disbursement, collection we get, and remittance, they will be using the same API user and API keys. Now, each product, okay, so each product subscribed for is unique. It has its own OCP APIM key, okay, which is independent from another. Okay, so these are the errors or problems that most developers face and get confused about. One, the only reason as developers, so they fail to assume the position of being service providers. So what they do, someone develops an app just because they are developers, they fail to consume what challenges they'll receive if it is a customer using for a service provider. Two, they usually alternate the server requests. So they will alternate where there is meant to go a get and they put a post. Then they fail to measure the time and scope for the project. Okay, so someone wants they develop an idea and then think everything is going to be developed within the Open API, rather than giving it time and assuming the scope of the project. So they also have anxiety sickness. So someone is so anxious to make the things work and they think they will make it work within a day or two or even hours, just because they want to make their idea come to life. Please stop being anxious and give the project time so that you learn. You're new to the API, you must first understand. Therefore, you follow the steps that are given to you. So these are some of the good practices. One, you need to assume you're a service provider. So you need to assume you are that e-commerce platform that has been given to you. You don't assume the role of the developer, okay, as the same as the service provider. So most people are the developers and they develop their own products. So they feel whatever should be done, okay, is done by MTN. No. Whatever should be done, you reason what the MTN API has been provided for you, and then you reason out what you send. So the access token, okay, needs a post. The request to pay needs a post, whereas the verify request to pay, checking of balance, verifying an account if it's active on MTN, you need to send a get request. So when do you need to use the API? The API is independent of your application logic. Therefore, it doesn't control what your application or system does. If you have a system that does loans, the API does not create loans for you. No, it does not check if someone paid the loan or not. No, it only comes in at the time of transaction. All right, so which plugins do you need to use? So we already have developers who created plugins for you. So we have B Matovu or Brian Matovu, who has a Laravel package. Videos are already there on my channel for that. We have Brian Matovu's WooCommerce plugin. Videos are already there. We have Brian Matovu's WordPress plugin. Now, the good thing with Brian Matovu's plugins are always up to date for whatever version that comes in for WordPress and WooCommerce and Laravel. Now we also have Spark plugs for Java and Android. These are also in Uganda. Spark plugs for Node.js. Now I recommend Brian Matovu because I've tested and worked with his plugins. But Spark plugs you can use, okay? You can look for their website, but unfortunately, whenever I've tried to ask for their support for me to go through their plugins, I've not got any good response or any response at all. In fact, I'm ignored. But Brian Matovu, that one, we work hand in hand, and whatever he uses, you can look for the YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. All right, so since the API for Rwanda is kind of unique, I can only give these videos onto my website and they are free of charge. I don't want them to be mixed with the videos of the normal MTN API that has been used in Zambia, South Africa, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Uganda, okay, to mention but a few. So that's why these videos will always be, and updates will always be on my website, so you need to go to my website to follow up. All right, so with that said, thank you so much for watching these videos. Please subscribe, like, and share, and that's the only way we can beat the YouTube statistics for your fellow developers to be able to watch the same videos.